For over 50 years, one name has haunted the annals of American true crime, a phantom who terrorized Northern California and then vanished, leaving behind a legacy of fear and a puzzle that endures to this day. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer, a case that remains one of the most compelling and frustrating unsolved mysteries in criminal history. The story begins in the late 1960s, a time of social upheaval and change. But beneath the surface of the counterculture movement, a shadow was falling over the San Francisco Bay Area. On December 20th, 1968, two teenagers were attacked on a secluded lover's lane in Benicia. This was the first known crime attributed to the individual who would later call himself the Zodiac. What set this case apart wasn't just the randomness of the attacks, but the perpetrator's chilling desire for public attention. In August 1969, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald each received a letter. The writer claimed responsibility for recent attacks and included details only the killer could know. But there was more. Each letter contained 1/3 of a 408-symbol cryptogram, with a terrifying demand: publish the cipher, or he would kill again. This act of mailing letters and ciphers to the press became the Zodiac's signature. He craved the spotlight, taunting police and the public with his cryptic messages. One cipher was famously cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife, revealing a disturbing message about collecting slaves for the afterlife. But other ciphers, like the notoriously complex 340 cipher, remained unsolved for decades, fueling public fascination and fear. The 340 cipher was finally cracked in 2020 by a team of private citizens, and its message offered few clues to the killer's identity. The Zodiac's reign of terror continued with confirmed attacks through October 1969, including a chilling incident at Lake Berryessa and the murder of a taxi driver in San Francisco. After each crime, the letters would follow, often signed with a cross-circle symbol that became synonymous with his name. He claimed to have many more victims, but these claims could never be verified, adding to the layers of myth and uncertainty surrounding the case. Then, after a final confirmed letter in 1974, the Zodiac's communications seemed to stop. He disappeared as mysteriously as he had arrived, leaving investigators with a mountain of evidence but no clear suspect. So why, after all this time, has the case never been solved? One of the biggest challenges was the forensic science of the era. DNA analysis as we know it today didn't exist. While investigators collected evidence, including partial fingerprints and saliva from the stamps and envelopes of his letters, the technology to extract a full DNA profile was decades away. The Zodiac was also careful. During one attack, he wore an elaborate executioner-style hood, obscuring his appearance and leaving witnesses with little to go on. Eyewitness descriptions varied, painting a confusing and often contradictory picture of the suspect. The sheer volume of tips and potential suspects also overwhelmed law enforcement. Over the years, thousands of individuals have been suggested as the Zodiac. The most prominent person of interest was Arthur Lee Allen, who was investigated multiple times. Circumstantial evidence seemed to point in his direction. He was in the vicinity of some of the crimes, owned a watch with the Zodiac brand name, and reportedly made incriminating statements. However, his fingerprints and handwriting did not match the samples from the Zodiac letters. And a DNA test on the envelope saliva in the early 2000s did not link him to the crimes. Without definitive proof, he remained just one of many possibilities. Other names have surfaced over the decades, often brought to light by amateur sleuths and authors. Each new theory presents its own set of compelling arguments and circumstantial evidence, but none have ever met the high bar of proof required to officially close the case. The Zodiac's identity remains a ghost in the machine of American justice, but the investigation is far from over. In the 21st century, new hope has emerged in the form of advanced technology. Forensic genealogy, the same technique used to identify the Golden State Killer, offers a powerful new tool. This process uses DNA from a crime scene to build a family tree by searching public genealogy databases, potentially leading investigators to the killer or their relatives. In 2018, police in Vallejo submitted evidence from the Zodiac case for this advanced DNA testing. The process is slow and painstaking. The DNA samples recovered from the envelopes are old and likely contain genetic Material from multiple people who handled the letters? Isolating a clear profile of the sender is a monumental challenge. Yet detectives and forensic scientists remain dedicated, hoping that a single viable strand of DNA could finally break the case open. Beyond official law enforcement, a global community of amateur detectives, researchers, and journalists continues to scrutinize every detail. They operate on forums, create podcasts, and write books, keeping the case alive in the public consciousness. These citizen investigators pore over old case files, re-examine the ciphers, and propose new theories, sometimes uncovering leads that have been overlooked for years. Their collective passion demonstrates the profound and lasting impact the Zodiac has had on our culture. The Zodiac case changed more than just investigative techniques. It ushered in a new era of media-driven crime where the killer communicated directly with the public, turning his horrific acts into a form of terrifying theater. His taunts and puzzles created a template for a new kind of criminal celebrity, one that has been echoed in popular culture for decades. The case serves as a stark reminder of a time when a lone individual could hold an entire region captive with fear, a pen, and a postage stamp. Today, the files remain open. In police departments across Northern California, detectives still field tips and review the evidence. For them, this isn't history. It's an active investigation and a promise to the victims that they will not be forgotten. The question of who was behind the hood and the cryptic letters is as compelling now as it was 50 years ago. Will we ever know his name, or will the Zodiac remain a nameless phantom, his identity forever lost to time? Only science, and perhaps a little luck, holds the answer. The enduring mystery of the Zodiac Killer is a powerful lesson in vigilance and community awareness. It highlights the importance of looking out for one another and reporting any suspicious activity. While cases like this are rare, staying aware of your surroundings and trusting your instincts are timeless safety principles. We hope this exploration has been informative. If you're interested in more deep dives into historical mysteries and their modern impact, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching.